I just finished reading Kalki Book 3, and I'm going to tell you about the things that I liked and disliked about this book in this video. Hi there, I am Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe right now, follow me on my social media, and turn your notifications on by hitting that bell button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. This is going to be a spoiler free review. And let me tell you that I have been a fan of Kalki trilogy for a long time. I have been a fan since it was a self-published book, and I have thoroughly enjoyed following Kevin Missal on his writing journey. Now, Kalki 3, which is Mahayodha Kalki's The Sword of Shiv, is the third book and the final book in this trilogy. Now, what the trilogy is really about. So, there is a prophecy about the rise of Dharam and Adharam in Kalyug and their final fight, which will establish goodness in the society. Now, this prophecy is very popular in Hindu mythology, and it is said that there will be an avatar of Vishnu in the Kali Yuga. Now, Kevin Missal took that part of our mythology and created his own fantastical tale, which is called Kalki. Kalki also is a character in the book who is supposed to be the Dharam, and who is a Dharam we get to find out in the books. And I have reviewed the first two books in the series. I will put them down below in the description. And if you have read those two books and you are like, Manpreet, I do not remember what happened in those two, I also have two reading vlogs discussing everything in detail about those two books. So that also is linked down in the description. So do check it out. Now let's begin with the review of this book. So in this book, we have Kalki who is still going to meet Lord Bhargav and is hoping to be trained by Lord Bhargav to be the Dharam and fight the evil Adharam, who Kalki thinks is Kali. Now, Kali, if you remember in the last book, managed to rise the army of Danavs, and he now marches back to Indragad, where now our Arjun, Kalki's brother, is the king. But Arjun is in a tight spot right now because he not only needs to convince everybody that he is going to be a good king, but he also has to fight Manas, who is now marching towards Indragad, who is now already there and is adamant about taking the throne down of Kali and taking her revenge because Kali killed a lot of people dear to her. So that is what the story is about. I won't give you much because I know there are always a few people who haven't read the first two books and are still watching this review, and they'll be like, Manpreet, you told us too much. I won't do that. So let me talk about the things that I liked and disliked in this book. Number one thing that I always like about Kevin Missel's writing is that it's really simple. Anybody who is a beginner can read these books, speed through them, and enjoy them. There are so many twists in this book. There are so many things you are like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. So I really liked that. Honestly, I feel like when you read Kalki trilogy and you ask me, Manpreet, what is that one thing I should read this trilogy for? I would say the plot, because there are so many twists and turns in the whole trilogy, and especially in this last book, that you'll be like amazed. You'll be thinking, oh my god, how did that happen? And the story is itself very, very good. Honestly, the whole book is easy, exciting, and very importantly, thoughtful. I see a lot of fantasy books being written these days where the plot is good, even characters are good, even the whole book is good, but there's no point of it. You don't really get something out of it. You don't really get to see the thoughtfulness of a writer, I would say, because there is nothing in those books to get any lesson from. The characters don't stand for anything, the character don't represent anything, the story doesn't teach you anything. So even though those books are really entertaining, but they're still like because you don't get to learn anything from them. Whereas there are so many instances in this book which just hit you hard, teach you something, which I really like about Kalki trilogy and this book as well. There are several instances in this book which I appreciated because of this. Now, coming to things I disliked, I feel like the whole book was very, very rushed. There are so many twists which I told you I loved, but when they come, they don't hit you hard, okay? The blow is coming and then done. It doesn't come to you in slow motion and just hits you hard, which kind of made me not so happy. Now you'll be like, Manpreet, what are those instances? Honestly, I was reading too fast to pen down each of those, but when you read the book, you'll be like, okay, this could have been better. I mean, even the very ending of the book, the final time between the Dharam and Adharam, not so impressive. Some things that Arjun does, the way he does it, thing between that Guru and Arjun, not so impressive. Basically, I noted a lot of things in this book that were done this way, and the conclusion that I came to was that the book was rushed. There are so many twists, but when they are there, they fall just flat. Anyway, so yeah, these are the few things that I liked and disliked. Overall, the plot was, I told you, it was fantastic. The twists were something like awesome, and the things that were done in this book were awesome. I mean, sometimes you're like, I mean, there were instances, for example, Padma is in trouble at this point in the book, and you just do not expect what happens to happen. Maybe you guys expected it, but I just didn't expect those things, and I was really delighted with all that. I mean, the characters also are really good in the book. I mean, now I do not like Kalki's character very much, but there are a lot of new characters in the book, and you get to know more about the characters who are already there in the book, and you like them all. There's no like solid character building in this book. I believe that doesn't happen in the final novel. Character building already happened in the first two books, and it was good. And yes, overall I feel like it was a very entertaining, very delightful read. I really felt excited about it. I really felt happy that I read this book, and I would recommend Kalki Trilogy to everybody who is looking for a fantastical tale set in the Indian mythological landscape. And if you're looking for something new, something more fantasy oriented than Indian mythology oriented, you might want to check this out. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. If you have read this book already, comment down below with what you think about this book. How much did you like it? What are the things that you disliked? So comment down below right now, and let's discuss this amazing fantastical tale by an Indian author. And yes, that's it for Kalki 3 review. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure you subscribe. Share this video with your friends and ask them to subscribe as well, and hit a thumbs up, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.